Black Ops.
Activision and Treyarch announced a whole bunch of stuff. By chance, Matt, did you watch the event?
I didn't know, but I've seen the reveal trailer and I've read a bunch of stuff up. Read up on a bunch of stuff about it.
Okay. What? Name a couple of things that caught you by surprise in that
Good or
announcement.
bad?
Um, anything.
So, okay, so we've talked about this offline a lot. Well, we've talked about it anyway, about how I'm more of a campaign guy. I mean, I
Okay.
love the multiplayer, but I also really, really like the campaign. Maybe I'm in the minority, but when I found out that there was zero campaign in this game and it was completely multiplayer, it was kind of disappointing, especially because you know that they're going to charge full price for it. And arguably, the only thing that, I mean, the only real thought that goes into a game like this is the campaign, right? So I mean, other than that, it's just kind of the same thing over and over every year, right? With different skins on it. Well, maybe different, moves and different ways of fighting, different additions like the jetpack, which was awful. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't great. Uh, Things like that. But yeah, in terms of the campaign, I was disappointed to know that there was no single player campaign.
Yeah. So word on the street is the original plan was for this game to have a single player campaign, but development ran too long and now it's not there anymore. And it seems like they're repurposing what they had of campaign as
Hmm.
sort of like training missions for the different specialists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a single player story, but not really a single player campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe that I mean that's probably not going to be a good enough substitution for that, but
I don't know.
yeah. I totally understand the business case behind dropping single player from Call of Duty because, like, hardly anyone ever plays it. It'd be, like, weird outliers like me and you, but I know you play a
Yeah,
ton of... You still spend most of your time playing multiplayer anyway.
yeah, for sure.
So a disproportionate amount of their budget would go towards making a single player game that nobody would play. Well, not nobody, but, like, not enough people to justify making it still.
Right, but then if you put so the disproportionate amount of their budget that would have went to single player, where does that go? I mean, are we going to see leaps and bounds in terms of improvement to multiplayer gameplay? Likely not.
Well, they did say that they've reworked the shooting physics, so it's predictive. I guess like you it I don't know I don't know how gun shooting works
Yeah,
really,
me
but
neither.
the idea that you can predict where it's going to recoil next so you can adjust your shot to keep the shot straight. I think that sounds kind of cool. I
Yeah,
don't know how that would work, but I think anything that you can make less random in a Call of Duty game I think is a good thing.
yeah, that's for sure. Making it more skill reliant than anything.
I kind of like the so did you play Black Ops 3, right?
Yeah.
How do specialists work?
Oh man, it's been a while. Holy jeez, you caught me off guard here. I don't really remember. Hold on one second.
Because I saw there's like when they were showing the trailers, they had the guy who like had a zip line, and then he had this like big, I don't know, this big pole thing that he would slam into the ground. It would cause like an earthquake. It almost reminded me like sort of Overwatch esque abilities.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. I mean, you're going to
Okay,
get, and I think is it randomized at the beginning or
I
is it
have no idea.
determined at the beginning? I don't know. But yeah, so I guess what it'll be is just, you'll have, I guess, maybe one person on the team who has a specific ability and, whatever. And again, that's sort of another point of contention if that's the case, right? Because guaranteed there's going to be probably months of balancing and rebalancing and trying to get these things working out, right? So,
hmm They've also expanded zombies, so that has three maps. They look cool to me. I thought the Roman Empire
Roman
one,
Gladiator, yeah,
yeah, that one looked
that's
awesome,
pretty good.
and the Titanic one looked pretty good too.
Yeah, although I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool idea. Zombies on the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
And
maybe history was wrong. Maybe that's the reason the Titanic sank. Zombies.
and of course, I mean, we've been kind of dancing around this, but the big thing is that Call of Duty is going Battle Royale.
Ugh.
You don't sound pleased.
Can you sense my encouragement or my excitement? Ugh.
So what's wrong there with Call of Duty making this jump?
I don't know. Again, I think this is more of my old man shakes fist at cloud mentality, but I don't know. I haven't been able to really get on board with this battle royale stuff. I've played Fortnite a little bit. I've played Player Unknown Battlegrounds a little bit. maybe it's just because I'm not very good at it. I don't know. The specific type of game where sort of everybody's coming at you, I guess similar to the free for all kind of, way of playing Call of Duty. But apparently this is going to be, they've said it's going to be 100, it's one map and it's going to be 100 times larger than any other map with land, vehicle, and air travel. So in that way, I guess it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I can't get behind this Battle Royale thing. I think that if, obviously games like Fortnite, games like PUBG, they're all popular. But I feel like Call of Duty is a little bit different, and especially World War II, you've got a formula that works. I feel maybe it's just kind of a bit of a cash grab. Like they're jumping in on the popularity of this, and I think it's to the detriment of certain features that maybe other people like. Campaign.
I maybe so. Yeah, like I said, single player died so that this camp battle royale could be implemented into the game. Yeah. I feel like I've played I have played a total of one game of Fortnite, and I shot one bullet by accident, and I finished in 4th place.
Oh wow! Okay.
I see like the cool part of like trying to be better than like 100 other people, and odds are, unless you're the first guy killed, you can be like, yeah, I was in the top X%. But I felt like it was so random in nature. Like, how could someone like me, who's never played the game before, finish top 5 in a 100-person match by firing one bullet and just by dumb luck running around and not seeing anybody?
But that's the sort of recipe for Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Right. You've got your players who are really good and who actively run around the map trying to hunt people, and then you've got, however many other people in the match who literally just run around and hide.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this does. I mean, Call of Duty obviously is a juggernaut, right? Yeah. It sells, the best-selling game probably every year it comes out. I think World War II did something like $500 million in its first 3 days. So this can only add to its popularity, I think. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like if there was any Battle Royale game I would get into, it would probably be a Call of Duty one, in that of the shooting games out there, that's the one I'm the most familiar with. And I love the thing that I always love about Call of Duty games, even though I've skipped the last few, is that the shooting just feels so good.
Yeah.
Just how it feels, how all the guns sound, it's something super satisfying about it that I've never gotten in any other shooter. And I think being able to play that in this type of mode would be a lot more up my alley versus something like Fortnite, where you have to juggle this whole building mechanic on top of shooting, and I just do not have the brain power to do that, especially on a controller. I have no idea how people do it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I get it. And really, I think that's probably one of the things. I mean, obviously, I'm not 100% for this, but one of the things that might actually draw me to it is exactly that. Certainly I'm familiar with Call of Duty. It's one of my favorite multiplayer. It is my favorite multiplayer shooter game. And maybe that's why I don't like games like Fortnite and PlayerUnknown, is because there's sort of a learning curve that comes with it that maybe I'm just not ready to, really dive in and learn 100%. So if they can bring it to me in Call of Duty, who knows? Maybe they can convert me, but we'll see.
Yeah. I find it kind of interesting that the map is just a mashup. Like, they're just taking all the old Black Ops maps and mashing them together into one map. And on one hand, you could be able to say, like, yeah, it's a celebration of the history and the lore of Black Ops by putting them all in one place. Or if you look at it the other way, like, oh, we have to slapdash this mode together in a year, and we don't have enough time to design a whole new map, so we're just going to stick all these old ones together.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And they say it's going to be the best parts of all of some of the older maps and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there is underwater fighting, which I saw in the trailer, which kind of looks cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think that's been around before, but interesting. And of course, I mean, Call of Duty, they're the king of the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Their trailers are literally like almost movies in themselves. So, they're a good hype machine.
For sure.